Hey everybody, how's it going? RD here. Back on again with Pokemon Pocket. We're back with our Garchomp deck. But it's different. It's different. But I just want to show. This is actually a screenshot you guys looking at. But this is a we're just to show you guys. We was on an 8-game winning streak at our best at one point. So, anyways, I'm gonna actually hop on live right now and show you guys the deck. Okay, here we are back on Pocket. This is the actual app, and this is the deck. Now, I've already showed this deck before, but this deck has like a big difference that I think has majorly increased our win, or at least made us a little bit harder to deal with. So we took out one of the Pokeballs and added Cyrus. Biggest reason, now again, we used to have 2 Pokeballs. This wasn't bad at early game setup, but oftentimes it felt like, well, first of all, it never felt like we needed 2 Pokeball. It felt like one suffice. We usually get into our basics pretty early. One has felt really good, and it never feels like, oh, I wish I had a second base Pokeball. Even in the games that we do see Cyrus early, and you know, I always just do this in my mind, whether when I see a card and I sub it out, and I see that card, it makes me think, okay, if that was still the other card, it would be in my hand right now. So I always think about that. And there's very often times, super late game, I have Pokeballs that I just use them. I have to use them so that they don't get reshuffled into my deck. But Pokeballs I'll draw super late game, very not helpful. So one's good. If I can get it early, that's great. Set up 2 basics early, really good. Plus our fossil doesn't really require a Pokeball. So it's really no reason for us to have 2 Pokeballs in this deck. Just one's good enough, and you pray you get it early. So we threw Cyrus in here. Cyrus is a really big addition, because in this deck with Garchomp, if you get Garchomp early, he can put a lot of pressure on your opponent's bench. Right now, the bench is very susceptible to Grachomp, and I think that is what makes us so strong right now, is because there's all these baby Pokemon on the bench. There's all of these build-up Pokemon on the bench like a Lugia and things like that. So adding Cyrus adds a lot more. It gives us another play we can make pretty much every single game that we were not always able to make. Okay, type no. Okay, let's go in first. Pretty much secures this matchup a win here. Excuse me. Against this early matchup, okay, and we can get into Grachomp early, which is going to be unlikely. If we can get into Garchomp early, we can also maybe go ahead and take out their fossil. Anyone ever seems to get red carded? I always only get red carded or Mars when I have a good hand. There's so many times like, if I get red carded right now, I would not be mad. I would not be mad if I got red, and it never happens when I have a bad hand. But okay, potentially he may got another type null there, and if he did, that secures the knockout here. If he is, oh, did he? He can't retreat here either, so he has to take the knockout here, which he's gonna. I don't know by. Okay, no, he did have his Savali. Did manage to get Savali here. Excuse me if I can talk. A rare candy here does save us. Okay, early Pokeball, that's good. Let me see Eevee, and I'll be happy. Gibble, yeah. So we only doing 50 here. There's a really strong chance that he may not have another support. But in case he does, we're going to unfortunately have to play safe here and throw some energy into our Gibble. So if he has any sort of thing to get that extra 100 off, we lose here, at least our Gibbite. But we do pick up. Okay, that's fine, and it's a good thing. Okay, he only got tails anyway, but it's a good thing. We did manage to we did throw some energy on our Gibble. Cranidos comes in pretty hard here, so I'm like really crossing my fingers he does not have Rampardos. If we see Rampardos, we're kind of screwed. Again, and then also if Savali comes out here, another Savali, It's gonna take a turn to build up, and then we'll have our Dragon Claw. Okay, perfect. He can't retreat here. At least he can't retreat and use Cranidos here. So pretty much a win here. Gosh, I was hoping he went into Savali and we took no damage here, because this puts us in a tricky range. And of course he did get the 200. I have like almost zero. I'm 100% sure we're gonna get Rare Candy this turn. It'd be very unlikely not to, or at least another Oak maybe. Okay, that is very highly. That was highly unlikely to happen there, but we did not get who we needed. Okay. Darn. I don't want to. Wow, that sucks. This should have been a knockout here. And then we would have been, a Rare Candy would have just secured the win here, because that would have set us up. So this is the best we can do here. He may Cyrus us. That wouldn't be too bad. A Cyrus here. Okay, he does go into research here. Oh God, I didn't even think about this. A potential Savali. He does get Rampardos here. Please have no Savali. No Savali. No. Okay, thank goodness. Thank the Pokemon gods for that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. To secure our win here, Cranidos, and just so we don't get Cyrus, this deck does run Cyrus. We're gonna heal Rampardos so that we cannot get Cyrus. If he chooses to, even if he chooses to, like, what's it called? Even if he chooses to Sabrina us here, I would actually still throw out our Rampardos just to take the hit. So even a Sabrina here wouldn't even ruin this. So he attacks, and we win by default here. That's the only thing. This deck, I like Lily. I don't think it's perfect for this deck for Rampardos. I think sometimes maybe a Giant Cape for one of our Lilies wouldn't be a bad idea. So Rampardos can survive a few more curves, and also mainly so Grachomp can survive a who is it? A Ho-Oh. I think that's been our biggest like obstacle, is like getting hit by Ho-Oh is very difficult. And I think with a Giant Cape, if we could survive it, that gives us a lot more win conditions against those Ho-Oh decks. Okay, awesome display there. We're gonna jump straight into another one. Not to waste any time. Also appreciate the support, guys. Anybody that's been here multiple videos, appreciate you guys. Anyone that's just tuning in because they seen Grachomp, hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you are, think about hitting that thumbs up. And I would appreciate a subscription, but I won't force your hand. All right, so obviously a decent hand here. I'm not mad if anything doesn't go perfect here. And we do go against second. Second into Type Null almost equals a win, at least in this early fight. And I don't know why Type Null is making a comeback. I used to love my old Type Null deck. That deck was definitely the first deck I felt like I had that was like definitely meta. It felt good almost every matchup. So yeah, I was a big fan of it. And I felt like I played it pretty perfectly. So if we get a Rare Candy here, that gives us a lot of options. And we do. Okay, very nice. We have so many options for next turn if our hand does not get disrupted. So we can either go into Rampardos or go into Grachomp. Okay, good. I don't think this deck doesn't run like anything like Red Card because it's kind of wasteful. So him using Oak there shows me everything I need to know. And if he doesn't heal up here, okay, that's just a win for us. And here I would do I look flashy here? Or do I just play it simple? Yeah, we're not gonna do too much. He's just gonna retreat anyway. I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna be fashy. We just get the win here. Win here, and hold on, let me take this call. Okay, got the win there. I was actually going for a little second. So, got the win. Not win streak 9 points. I thought it said 9 win streak. I said, whoa. I never look at the points often on my streaks, but I should look at how many more I get. But yeah, definitely that I love that they added that, because there's no point in not adding that till you get to the highest rank. Like, if I'm winning, like, you know, now once you get to the highest rank, it's fine, because that way, let's say you and one other person have the same amount of win losses, but if most of your wins were more consecutive than theirs, then you'll have more points total. So it's not really fair when we're competing for the highest possible spot. But yeah, just climbing through the ranks, yeah, there should be a win bonus or a streak bonus. Okay, here's a really good. Are we going first here? Okay, one of the very few times we're actually able to set up pretty nicely here with the Gibble, and I almost don't want to do anything here, and I'm not, because if nothing changes, we're gonna get a knockout. If he disrupts my hand, that's gonna suck, and I don't want to give him any reason to disrupt my hand. So what I'm gonna do, another thing, a lot of people are using silver really early, so I could run into a silver here. That would suck. Okay, so he just loses here straight up, because with a bite, yeah, I'm not even going to do anything else here. Maybe he just retreats off this. But I could have just played through my turn, but I'm not. I'm just going to end the game here and make it quick. I love Zubat decks. And also another, like, our deck's really oppressive to Zubat decks. If we evolve before they get Crobat, they cannot do anything, because we can pretty much, like, just take out their Zubats from the act, like, even on the bench. So they have no time to build up Zubat at all. So us going first there was perfect. Us having Gibble, perfect. Only other thing that would have been even more perfect is a rare candy and Grachomp. That would have been more perfect, but we had the perfect setup for turn 1 there. One more match. I guess since we're going through so quick, I'll try to make this a short video for you guys. Getting a lot of, not, I wouldn't say easy wins, but pretty fortunate quick wins. Which is the only thing this deck isn't that great at. Like, you're not going to get a really quick decisive win. Most of your wins are going to be kind of intermediate type. Slugma. You know what's so funny about Slugma? I run into this deck so often, and I think I've lost to it every time, because my deck isn't a slow builder, but if I cannot build up my deck quick, and I think that's the first time I lost this deck, or second, and I remember it well because it was so frustrating. It felt so oppressive. Is I lost to this deck. One of my earliest times of losing to this deck was because a red carded me. Oh, what would suck here, actually? What would suck major balls here? Is if, wait, do we lose if he hits all 150 on us? Yeah, we gotta, what would suck here is if he, I don't think he's gonna be able to get that off, but if he gets lucky here, he can hit all our bench mons. All we gotta do is pray for, like, he doesn't get a knockout this turn though. Yep, I have to spread it out for him, make it harder for him to get a knockout here. That's fine. You're still 2 to kill anyway, so. Unless, yeah, he got, like, pretty much the best possible thing he could have got there. And we desperately need to evolve. Yep, thank God for Sylveon. That would have been our Cranidos too. So this is all we needed to really see is Sylveon. So this should secure, and actually he can get a he can still win here. And actually, if he kills Sylveon, he yeah, this makes it harder, but he can actually still very much win here. $100 on, and he gets the 150. Yeah, I don't know what this deck has got, and that's another thing too. It is very annoying to go against because it is insanely stupid how accurate, like how they always seem to get the best possible options. Now, the only way we could have won that is if we found Lily early enough, because that extra 200 on us, or no, that wouldn't have worked either. Yeah, if we went second, like, you just gotta go second. And I never go second against that deck. I never, or at least if I go second, I never can set up early. But I never, ever go second against that deck. It is so frustrating. And he would have conceded there too. But we would have lost almost for, it was a numerous, there was like, I think, I want to say there was like more ways he could have lost that than winning. Okay, let's say this. Say he does 100, and this may be extensive rant, but I love doing the breakdown of math here. He could have did 150 equally on anybody. So that's like a, you know, percentage of it. He could have did, so if he did 150 on Sylveon or Garchomp, that's a win. If he does it on Gible, that's a loss. If he does 100 on Grachomp and 50 on anybody else, that's a loss. 100 on Gible and 50 on anybody else, that's a loss. 100 on Sylveon and 50 on anybody else, that would have been another win. So his 2 win conditions was either get all 150 on, or if the other option was just do 50 on everybody. And that, and the chance of that happening is actually should be the biggest chance. That actually should be the biggest chance, but I guess not. So anyways, it feels like they always just get the best possible like deal, and it almost feels like they get to choose where the math goes, and it's just crazy to me how lucky he got there. And I probably shouldn't have put my fossil down so early, but I wanted to spread the damage, which was good, but it still backfired on us. So, but yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. I got to head out. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the video, man. I really enjoy the support, and I love making these videos. So if you guys did enjoy, thumbs up. Let me know how much you enjoyed it, and we'll be back in the next one. Hopefully, I want to try a Crobat deck. Hopefully we get a Crobat deck soon. We have one Crobat, we just need the other one, and we'll jump right on it and get some videos out for you guys. And that's all I got. Peace. We're out.